Now, the glycemic index is a very important index for diabetics because the glycemic index is an index or a reading on how quickly the glucose in that food is released into the blood. So your baseline is 55. So all your berries sit at about 26. Grapefruit, it sits at 25. So for the diabetic, these are good fruits because they're low GI. They're a lovely, slower delivery of fuel. Whereas bananas, they sit up here somewhere. So where does sugar sit? Sugar sits at 59. Where does white bread, white pasta, white cereal, it sits at 69. Happening today is people predominantly are eating a high carbohydrate diet. And this high carbohydrate diet releases a lot of glucose.
What if I told you that a staggering 80% of type 2 diabetes cases could be reversed with just a few simple lifestyle changes? Health expert Dr. Barbara O'Neill has uncovered 6 powerful natural steps that can transform your health and reduce the need for medication. In this video, you'll discover evidence-based strategies backed by science and real success stories. Say goodbye to expensive treatments and hello to a healthier, diabetes-free life. Ready to transform your health for the better? Let's dive into these life-changing steps now.
Diabetes 1 is really severe diabetes where the cells are damaged in the pancreas and unable to make insulin. Diabetes 2 is really a lifestyle disease where the pancreas has just been overworked by a high carbohydrate, high sugar diet. But the same guidelines will heal both.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill explains that type 2 diabetes is primarily caused by insulin resistance, where the body's cells no longer respond properly to insulin. Insulin is the hormone responsible for allowing glucose to enter cells, where it can be used for energy. However, when cells become resistant to insulin, they don't open up to let glucose in, leaving high levels of sugar circulating in the bloodstream. To deal with this, the pancreas produces more insulin, trying to force cells to respond. But as this cycle continues, the pancreas eventually becomes overwhelmed and cannot produce enough insulin to keep blood sugar levels under control. This is where type 2 diabetes starts to develop. Dr. O'Neill points out that this insulin resistance is closely linked to lifestyle and dietary habits. A diet high in refined sugars and processed carbohydrates places a constant demand on the pancreas to produce insulin. Over time, this demand leads to what O'Neill describes as pancreatic exhaustion, where the pancreas becomes less effective at insulin production. Coupled with a sedentary lifestyle, where muscles are not actively using glucose for energy, insulin resistance worsens. Muscle tissue is one of the largest consumers of glucose in the body, so when physical activity is low, glucose stays in the bloodstream instead of being absorbed by the cells. Furthermore, O'Neill highlights the role of body fat, especially visceral fat, which accumulates around vital organs. This type of fat releases inflammatory chemicals that interfere with the way insulin functions. Inflammation damages the receptors on cells that would normally respond to insulin, making it even more difficult for glucose to enter the cells. This cycle of poor diet, lack of exercise, weight gain, and inflammation creates an environment where insulin resistance flourishes. Over time, as blood sugar levels remain high, the body's ability to regulate glucose becomes increasingly impaired, leading to the full development of type 2 diabetes.
Overcoming diabetes. What you'll learn tonight, you need never have diabetes. And if you have diabetes, what I'm going to show you tonight is how you can conquer diabetes. I believe that the human body was designed to heal itself, and it will heal itself if you give it the right conditions.
Eliminating refined sugars, processed foods, and simple carbohydrates is a crucial first step in reversing type 2 diabetes naturally.
One grain that gets the blood sugar levels higher than refined sugar. Is that a surprise? And the grain that does that is what? Bread and cereal and pasta and cakes, etc., and pizza are all made out of predominantly one grain. What's that one grain? It's wheat.
Dr. O'Neill highlights how these foods, particularly those containing high amounts of refined sugars like soft drinks, candy, baked goods, and prepackaged snacks, cause rapid spikes in blood glucose levels, leading to insulin resistance over time. Simple carbohydrates such as white bread, white rice, and pasta are quickly broken down into glucose, causing the same erratic blood sugar surges. According to Dr. O'Neill, these surges strain the pancreas, forcing it to produce excessive insulin, which eventually leads to the development of insulin resistance, a hallmark of type 2 diabetes.
Pancreas's one of its main roles is to release two hormones. One is insulin, that gets the blood sugar down. The other hormone is glucagon, and that gets the blood sugar level up.
She warns that processed foods are often filled with hidden sugars, trans fats, and artificial additives, further contributing to systemic inflammation, another factor that exacerbates diabetes. Dr. O'Neill stresses that to restore normal blood sugar control, it is essential to avoid these foods and replace them with whole, unprocessed alternatives. Whole foods like fresh vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and lean proteins have a much lower glycemic load, meaning they release glucose slowly into the bloodstream, preventing sharp increases in blood sugar. Dr. O'Neill also underscores that these whole foods are rich in essential nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants, which not only support the body's ability to regulate blood sugar, but also promote overall health and healing. She explains that high-fiber foods are particularly important in her approach, as fiber slows the absorption of glucose and improves insulin sensitivity. O'Neill recommends eating foods like leafy greens, sweet potatoes, and nuts to keep the glycemic load low, while providing the body with sustained energy throughout the day. Adopt a plant-based, high-fiber diet. In addition, adopting a plant-based, high-fiber diet is highly beneficial, as fiber plays a key role in stabilizing blood sugar levels. Foods rich in fiber, particularly from whole grains, legumes, and vegetables, slow the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, preventing the rapid spikes that often lead to insulin resistance. She highlights that fiber binds to sugars and helps regulate their release, ensuring a more steady energy supply throughout the day and reducing the demand for insulin. By incorporating plant-based foods, individuals with type 2 diabetes can significantly lower their glycemic load, as these foods tend to be less processed and have a lower impact on blood sugar than refined carbohydrates. O'Neill also stresses that plant-based diets enhance digestion by promoting the growth of beneficial gut bacteria, which, in turn, support better metabolic health. The presence of soluble and insoluble fiber in the diet aids in regulating bowel movements and promotes a healthy gut environment, which is closely linked to insulin sensitivity. Lentils, chickpeas, and beans not only provide high levels of fiber, but are also rich in plant-based proteins. These foods slow digestion, preventing the sugar rush that leads to insulin spikes and maintaining a more balanced blood glucose level. Vegetables, particularly leafy greens, are another cornerstone of Dr. O'Neill's recommendations. These are nutrient-dense, low in calories, and packed with fiber and antioxidants that combat inflammation, a key driver of insulin resistance. The chlorophyll in green vegetables also aids in detoxification processes, which she views as essential for improving the body's overall insulin sensitivity.
The role that exercise plays in diabetes, it plays a major role. And the type of exercise that is the most effective is the high-intensity interval training.
Regular physical activity plays a vital role in managing blood sugar levels and improving insulin sensitivity.
Albert Carter says 3 minutes 3 times a day. That's nothing. I maintain that if every office had one of these and everybody that worked in the office did 1 minute every hour, I think they'd find that work would be finished by about 3 in the afternoon. I think they would find that the productivity would immediately rise. Because when I say every single cell in the body, this is including the brain cells. So that's all very impressive. And that's why Albert Carter's children were so strong and all they did was rebound. Now, if you get one of these rebounders and children visit, where are they? They're on this rebounder. They love jumping. One lady said to me that she had 3 foster children and they'd been through a very terrible experience, and she had a trampoline. She said they would just trampoline for hours on end.
Exercise facilitates the regulation of blood glucose by enhancing insulin sensitivity and promoting the efficient uptake of glucose into cells. Specifically, Dr. O'Neill advocates for incorporating low-impact exercises such as walking and swimming into daily routines. Walking, a simple yet effective form of exercise, is recommended for its ability to improve cardiovascular health and glucose metabolism. Dr. O'Neill suggests that a brisk walk of 30 to 60 minutes, undertaken at least 5 times a week, can be highly beneficial. This duration ensures that the body remains in an elevated state of calorie burn, which supports better glucose control and insulin function. Swimming, another preferred exercise, offers a comprehensive workout that engages various muscle groups and supports cardiovascular health with minimal joint stress. Dr. O'Neill advises swimming sessions of 30 to 45 minutes, performed 3 to 4 times weekly. The buoyancy of water reduces impact on the joints while allowing for a full-body workout that enhances metabolic efficiency and promotes better insulin sensitivity. For those seeking additional variety, cycling and water aerobics are also recommended. These activities provide moderate-intensity exercise that contributes to improved glucose regulation and overall metabolic health. Cycling sessions of 30 to 45 minutes, done 3 to 4 times a week, can be effective in boosting cardiovascular health and stabilizing blood sugar levels. Water aerobics, with its low-impact nature, also benefits insulin sensitivity and metabolic health when performed for 30 to 45 minutes several times a week. Dr. O'Neill emphasizes that consistency in these physical activities is key to their effectiveness. Regular exercise not only helps in direct blood sugar management, but also aids in weight control, a critical factor in type 2 diabetes management. In addition, the liver plays a pivotal role in maintaining blood sugar balance, given its central function in metabolizing carbohydrates and regulating glucose levels.
And your liver is the organ that is orchestrating the detox. The liver is often called the project manager because everything that goes into the body goes first to the liver, and everything that comes out of the body comes out under the jurisdiction of the liver. So what we're going to first of all do, have a look at what goes into the body and what the liver does with it. So we're going to have a look at foods, and never in the history of mankind have human beings eaten so many carbohydrates.
To support liver health and enhance its detoxification capabilities, O'Neill advocates for several integrative approaches. Castor oil packs, a cornerstone of her detoxification protocol, involve applying a cloth soaked in castor oil to the liver area, typically the right upper abdomen. The ricinoleic acid in castor oil facilitates deep tissue penetration, promoting detoxification, reducing inflammation, and enhancing liver function by stimulating bile production and flushing out toxins. O'Neill also recommends incorporating herbal teas known for their liver-supportive properties into the daily regimen. Teas such as milk thistle, dandelion root, and burdock root are particularly emphasized for their hepatoprotective and detoxifying effects. Milk thistle, containing silymarin, supports liver cell regeneration and provides antioxidant protection. Dandelion root enhances bile flow, which is crucial for the elimination of toxins and proper digestion. Burdock root, with its diuretic and detoxifying properties, aids in the removal of excess waste from the bloodstream and supports overall liver health. In addition to topical and herbal remedies, O'Neill advocates for periodic fasting practices as a means of allowing the liver to rest and reset. Intermittent fasting, or extended fasting periods, depending on individual health status and tolerance, can significantly contribute to liver detoxification by reducing the metabolic burden on the liver, promoting cellular repair, and enhancing insulin sensitivity. Such fasting practices help in stabilizing blood sugar levels by improving the body's ability to regulate glucose without the constant intake of food, thus allowing the liver to focus on detoxification and metabolic balance. Dr. Barbara O'Neill also emphasizes the crucial role of hydration in healing, particularly in managing blood sugar levels. Proper water intake is fundamental to maintaining optimal physiological function, including blood glucose regulation. According to Dr. O'Neill, adequate hydration directly influences insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. Water supports the kidneys in filtering excess glucose from the bloodstream, thus playing a key role in maintaining balanced blood sugar levels. Insufficient water intake can hinder this filtration process, leading to higher blood sugar concentrations and increased strain on the pancreas to produce insulin. Dr. O'Neill emphasizes that dehydration can exacerbate blood sugar fluctuations. When the body is dehydrated, the concentration of glucose in the blood increases as there is less fluid available to dilute it. This elevated glucose concentration can lead to insulin resistance, where cells become less responsive to insulin, further complicating blood sugar management. Additionally, dehydration can impair the body's ability to regulate blood sugar effectively, causing erratic spikes and drops that disrupt overall metabolic balance. Dr. O'Neill also notes that water is vital for the synthesis and secretion of insulin, which is essential for glucose uptake by cells. Proper hydration ensures that the pancreas functions efficiently, facilitating the effective release of insulin in response to elevated blood sugar levels. Dehydration, on the other hand, can result in reduced insulin secretion and impaired glucose uptake, leading to elevated blood glucose levels. Moreover, adequate hydration supports the body's ability to cope with stresses that impact blood sugar, such as physical exertion or dietary changes. Proper hydration helps maintain electrolyte balance, which is crucial for cellular functions, including those involved in glucose metabolism. Dr. O'Neill points out that chronic dehydration can contribute to a cascade of metabolic issues, including inflammation and oxidative stress, which further exacerbate blood sugar dysregulation and insulin resistance. By ensuring sufficient water intake, you can support your metabolic processes, enhance insulin sensitivity, and achieve more stable blood sugar levels. Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that effective stress management and quality sleep are crucial for maintaining stable blood sugar levels and managing diabetes. She asserts that chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone that increases blood glucose levels by promoting glucose production in the liver and impairing insulin sensitivity. Elevated cortisol can disrupt the body's ability to regulate blood sugar effectively, making stress reduction essential for diabetes management. To mitigate stress, O'Neill recommends incorporating deep breathing exercises into daily routines. Deep breathing facilitates relaxation by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which counters the stress response and lowers cortisol levels. Additionally, progressive muscle relaxation, a technique where individuals tense and then release muscle groups, further aids in reducing stress by decreasing overall tension in the body and promoting a sense of calm. Sleep plays a pivotal role in regulating blood sugar levels, as O'Neill explains that poor sleep impairs insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. During sleep, the body undergoes crucial repair processes and hormonal regulation that are vital for maintaining balanced blood sugar levels. Insufficient sleep or disrupted sleep patterns can lead to increased insulin resistance and higher fasting blood glucose levels. O'Neill advocates for establishing a consistent sleep schedule to improve sleep quality and support metabolic health. She suggests creating a sleep-friendly environment by reducing exposure to screens before bedtime and ensuring the bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Additionally, she highlights the importance of practicing good sleep hygiene, such as avoiding stimulants like caffeine and engaging in relaxing pre-sleep rituals like reading or gentle stretching. Dr. O'Neill underscores that managing stress and ensuring adequate sleep are integral components of a comprehensive approach to diabetes management. By using these strategies, people can improve their body's ability to handle insulin, regulate blood sugar levels, and enhance their overall health. Stress might seem less important compared to other major health issues, but don't be fooled. It's actually a silent killer. In fact, stress can be behind some of the most serious conditions, like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. If you want to understand just how damaging stress can be, click on this video. You'll never view stress the same way again. And if you find this video helpful for your health and well-being, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.